it's good. Now I don't feel bad.
What's that?
Still got
All right. I want to go through the problems on the exam here, make sure that we're all on the same page with the problems. So let's just go through them one by one, or not what? I heard or not.
What?
I thought I heard somebody say or not.
I said we're not on the same page.
Oh, we're not. Oh, you said we're not. Ah.
I heard or not.
I heard or not.
Oh, yeah, no, I said we're not. We're not on the same
You're not
page.
crazy, Dr. Joe.
Okay, no, I am. It's just not because of that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at the first one. Got a 20-year annuity immediate. It pays $1,000 for the first year, and then subsequent payments decrease by $100 until they get to $100, and then the remaining stay at $100 for the next 10 years afterward. And it has to find the present value. So we've got a decreasing annuity, right? And then we've got a regular annuity, don't we? We agree?
Yep.
Okay. The decreasing starts at 1,000, ends at 100. So that's going to be 10 payments total, right? And the amount of decrease is equal to that final payment of 100. So the first part should be 100 times the present value of the decreasing annuity. We agree?
Yep.
And then there are still 10 payments, not 100 payments, 10 payments remaining that are level at 100. Right? But that last part doesn't start until year 10, correct? So I need to multiply that one by a v to the 10th. And then, of course, I forgot to bring my answer key with me, so I don't have the problems on me. It's all right. Does anybody have the final answer for that one? It was 47 something, wasn't it? 4749-ish? I didn't even look after I recorded the number, the grades. Sorry. Literally didn't even look. I was trying to get your homework graded too. All right. I'm gonna need to actually pull up the exam because I'm not gonna remember. I'm not gonna remember what the problems were off the top of my head. I'll get an answer key posted too. I just haven't had a chance to scan it yet. Oops. Just do that. Maybe I'll do that. I can scooch it. There we go. Here's problem 2. So the second problem, another 20-year annuity. The first part is an arithmetically increasing annuity, and then the second part is a geometric increasing annuity, right? Okay. So for the first part, we want the present value again. For the first part, we've got the increase and the first payment are both the same. So this is going to be a 100 IA angle 10, right? We agree with that part? And then after that part, I've got something that starts in year 11. So it starts from time 10 on. it's an annuity immediate, so I know that the payments are at the end of the period. So when I do this at year 11, I really need to multiply it by v to the 10th. Remember, year 11 means time 10 to time 11. So whatever's going on past time 10, I'm going to need to multiply by v to the 10th to pull it all the way back to the present value. And then I've got these payments that are 5% greater than the previous payment, right? So it says beginning with year 11, they start being 5% greater. Well, we know the last payment, oops, that should be 1,000. The last payment was 1,000, so the next one should be 1,000 times 1.05. But then I need to move that back from time 11. Since I put a v to the 10th out in front, I just need to multiply by a v. To go back from time 11 to time 10, and then the v to the 10th will take care of the rest of it. Right? Then the next one's going to be 1,000 times 1.05 squared, and then a v squared. And we'll continue until we'll get to 1.05 to the 10th, v to the 10th. Because it was 20 total payments, right? So we're doing the last 10 payments there. So we've got that. Again, the first part is the arithmetically increasing annuity. The second part is the geometric increasing annuity. Oh, sure it is. Geometrically increasing annuity. So the different pieces here, this would be 100 times your a double dot angle 10 minus 10v to the 10th over I. This will be, well, I've got the v to the 10th out in front, but I need to factor out this first term and make it a 1 to be able to use our geometric series formula. So I'll have a 1,000. Actually, I'm just going to make it a 1050. 1,000 times the 1.05. V to the 11th. And then multiply it by 1 minus 1.05 v to the 10th over 1 minus 1.05 v. When we factor out the 1,000 times 1.05 v, changes that to a 9 on the last power. So it makes it a 10th power here. Right? And then if you go through and do all that computation, what do we get? 8240?
Technically 8239.80.
Yeah, 8240 will work. Okay. That one okay with everybody? Let's grab the next one here. This is working okay, I think. Pretend like it's working okay. Even if it's not. Yeah, a little bit, but it would seem to be okay. At least it's getting the problems up there, and then we can see it. All right, we want to accumulate $250,000 in 25 years by making monthly end of payments. This one's increasing as well, because the first payment's going to be 100, and then each payment after that is increased by X. Is this arithmetic or geometric? Arithmetic, right? It's adding the same amount every time, correct? All right. So we want to figure out the accumulated value. Now you could make it a present value and then move it forward. It's probably easier just to make it an accumulated value equation. I want to accumulate $250,000. There's a level part and there's an increasing part, right? I know what the level part is. It's 100. We're trying to figure out what the increasing part is. It's an X, right? How many times are we going to make the $100 payment? 300, right? Need 300 total payments for the 100? Did it? Oh, I wrote A. Thank you. Yes, it should be an S. Thank you. I wrote the wrong letter. I meant it to be an S. All right, we have $100 payments for 300 of them, correct? How many of the payments do we have for the X?
300 minus 1.
Yeah, 300 minus the first one, right? It says the first one's 100 and then increases by X each time, right? So there's only going to be 299 payments of X here. Will you agree? So it says the first one is 100 and then it's increased by X. Do we see that? And at this point, it's just a matter of plugging into the formulas and you can't sit in.
I have a personal question. Should I ask after? About just my test.
Oh, it's just about your test? If I have a personal question, I'm like, that's a little weird.
Yeah, I worded that one.
Oh, let me see what we got.
If I did it the present value and then I moved it forward.
Yeah, that's not the right number, though.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, I'm still confused about like the word in this problem.
Okay.
So the first payment is 100, and then each one after that is increased by X over the previous one?
Mm-hmm.
Just X more than the previous one?
X more than, yeah.
I would have read it like that, I would have got it.
Sorry.
I thought it was like X, or like the payment plus X over the previous payment.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah.
That's how it reads.
No, it just means that it was X more than. That'd be really hard to do.
That's what I wrote. I have no idea.
Yeah, I can understand how you had no idea. Yeah, that would make sense why you would have no idea. Yeah.
So then if you increase it by X, then wouldn't it be? Oh, never mind. You take that into account with the increase.
Mm-hmm. If you did this as a present value and moved it forward.
I did the nth formula.
Oh well, that's not gonna be good.
Can't do it.
You can't do it because it's not. The X isn't being repeated multiple times and then jumped. That's what the nth means, right? You would have the same payment for a certain number of payments, and then it jumps, and then a certain number of payments. And I think that's what probably caused your issue more than anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was what caused the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, with present value, you could do this as I would need to move it. 300 months in the future. And then I could do present value of the hundreds. And then I would have to do this in this fashion. I would have 299 and I have to multiply it by a V to move it back to one extra spot. You can do it that way with present values and then move the whole chunk forward. You can absolutely do it that way. Either way works. Yeah.
I'm still stuck on this. Is it common for them to say it's increased by X over something? Like, in on the test?
Yeah, they'll use over. I mean, you got to remember there's several different people who write the exams, so different people use different language.
No.
I don't even think I read the over part. I just read increased by X.
Yeah, you got to remember it's not going to try to ask you something that you haven't seen before. So we haven't done anything like that before.
Yeah, I was like, Dr. Jordan even teach us this phone.
I'm sure you did. And I probably was gone by the time you were going to ask to clarify it.
I didn't even think to ask about clarifying that language.
Yeah. It meant more than. Sorry.
Great.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
I didn't write the problem. I just copied the problem. All right, let's do the next one.
Proper citations?
What do I care about proper citations? I'm not turning it in for a grade.
You have to turn it into yourself and grade it.
I can tell you it came from one of two actuarial manuals because that's where I was looking for them. Actually, that's not true. One of them I wrote myself. That was not true. So one of the 10 I wrote myself.
Which one?
I don't remember. It wasn't that one. I didn't write that one. Yes, Sam.
I have a question on number 3.
Okay.
So, what were we supposed to get?
I think it's 2.19 if I remember right.
Because I just redid it because I was upset. And I got 2.20.
I think it's 2.19 something. If I remember right.
No, he wouldn't.
Was this the error in your key that I found?
He edited it.
No.
Yeah, he didn't know. It wasn't. It's the same.
Because on for the X
It was
part,
definitely either.
for the X
I
part,
didn't do that.
for the X part, it's supposed to be, it's like this is 0.063, right?
Over 12,
And
yeah.
then this is discount, right?
Yes.
And then this is 0.63 over 12.
Except it has to be 0.063 over 12 over 1 plus 0.063 over 12. Did you adjust that one as well?
Wait, say it again?
Your denominator has to look like this.
We're not there yet.
Oh, yeah, for discount, yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2.2.
You should get about 2.187.
I need to retry.
All right, let's look at the next one. He's making monthly end of payments. They're all level. When he retires, he wants to make an annual end of year withdrawals for 25 years. And he wants the first withdrawal to be $10,000 and each one to be 3% more than the previous one, because of course he does. All right. So in this case, what do we need to do? Well, I can set up the monthly end of month payments X, 6% convertible monthly for 25 years. And I need that. He wants to buy the second annuity using the first one, right? So if I do the future value of the first one at 0.005, I need to equal the present value of the second one. The second one is a geometric series. I've got to take the 10,000, move it forward a month, take the 10,000 times 1.03, move it forward 2 months, and so on down the line. I'm sorry, not months, years, right? Because it's a yearly? Yes. So this V is years, correct? It has to be in years because it's a yearly thing. And we're doing this for 25 years? Do you agree? So this V has to be 1 over 1 plus, no, I guess I can just write it as 1.005 to the 12th. Right? We agree? Let's see why that has to be. This is going to be a monthly rate because he's making monthly payments. This needs to be a yearly rate because he's doing the yearly withdrawals. So again, if we do the geometric series formula on the right, I would need to factor out a 10,000 V. When I factor out the 10,000 V, our last power is 24. So it would be 1 minus 1.03 V to the 25th over 1 minus 1.03 V. And what number do you get for X? 2.42?
Yeah.
Wait, it's supposed to be 25th?
Yes.
Oh, were you asking for the final?
I was final, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was asking for the final, 242? The final thing? So,
Like 242.
sorry.
Dr. Joe.
So not here? Yes.
I have a personal question.
Okay.
For me, you crossed out 25 and wrote 24. Because my exponent said 25 and it says 24.
Because you started yours one period later.
Oh.
Yep. That's why. Your terms only had 24 terms in the sum instead of 25. That was why. Is that right? All right.
This problem.
Next.
Oh, this one? Yeah, this one
This was the simplest problem on the test.
should have
I'm
been.
concerned that it was like too simple.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, I don't know, did I do this right? That was really easy.
Honestly, this one, I wasn't that scared because I just spent like 45 minutes trying to figure out number 3. So when I got to this one, I was like, oh, well, that was quick.
I didn't really do
All right, so
that. Never good.
what's that?
When it's quick, it's never good.
Oh,
You're almost always wrong if you solve it quickly.
well, this one, if you remember your formula, it's pretty easy, right? Your stock price is equal to the first dividend divided by the difference in the rates. And then just solve for I. So your equation looks like 39.35. Your first dividend is 1, and then the growth rate is 6%. Yep. And what do you get for I? 8.54. What's wrong?
This? I didn't know there were so many pictures, and then I had them, and then I started to where you had the picture, and I was like.
But I feel like I wouldn't recognize you without a hat on.
I
You
think
saw me
I
with my
think
hat on earlier today.
I think I've seen you twice without your hat on, and one
Why is that
time.
so important, people?
One time is just because that's what your picture is in the class list that come up on you online,
Yeah.
and the other day you adjusted your hat.
I
I think literally I've seen you without a hat twice.
didn't have my hat on earlier,
When?
this morning.
No, see
When
now you
my
don't have your
hair
hat
was
on.
wet.
No, I didn't see
I
it.
didn't see you.
Are you talking about hat off or hair down? That's
Hat
what it's
off.
earlier.
Your hair down. I think it's been once because I think your ID picture is with it down.
That's not what I look like.
I'm just telling you.
Hey, if
I
it's
just-
that important to everyone,
It is
Monday
not-
come to class.
It literally is not. It's an observation.
In my ID picture, my hair is up in a ponytail. It's wet, so it looks greasy, and I'm yellow.
Are we okay with this?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We are off topic, aren't we?
Not the fun picture. Mine looks like I just did a line of coke or something.
Actually, so it wasn't my fault that we were off topic that time.
It was true. It was my fault.
Kind of funny.
I was gonna blame Haley, but I mean, if you want to take it.
Yeah.
I'll own it. It's fine.
That was like, I'll happily pass it off as well.
I'll own it. All me. Ooh, hey. There we go. So this one should have been relatively straightforward as well, hopefully. We've got a payment stream and a force of interest, both of which are varying continuously. So we have to use that funky integral formula to calculate the present value, right?
I was glad this one wasn't an integration, but parts or.
Well, I tried to make the integral easy.
Yeah. I started doing like a U substitution. I'm like, wait, it cancels out.
It does. I was trying to be nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Or I'm like, oh, no.
No, we're not.
Here we are.
Why are you a liar?
All right, so the hope was that you would recognize that the payment stream factored,
Yeah.
and then your integral is just going to, ends up being 1 over t plus 1 dt. And again, if you're doing these on exam FM, this is pretty indicative of the type of integrals that they will pop up with. It makes it cancel out relatively easily. So I just need to integrate the t plus 2, and I believe you get 70. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Haley.
This is slightly off topic, but can you have this homework assignment in there? And it's 50 points
Uh-huh.
instead of 25 points?
Oh.
Keep it simple.
Is the one I just handed back?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll change it to 50. Or to 25, I mean.
I was confused.
This should be out of 25. I don't know why I thought it in 50.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I got a 47%. According to Google.
You deserved it.
Yeah, which homework is this?
Oh, I just hand it back.
Yeah.
I'll fix it. I'll
Am I
fix it.
3?
Yes.
No, it's not. It's out of 25.
Oh, it's only you, Haley. Mine's out of 25 too.
The first one was out of 7.
You should leave it alone, Dr. Joe. Just said.
It's not big enough of a problem for you to fix. It's just-
If it's just Haley, it's definitely not big enough of a problem to fix.
Just kidding. What was I looking at?
The total homework is out of 50.
Yes, the total's out of 50.
I'm confused. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I think I looked at something and then clicked on the thing above it.
Okay.
Why does homework have like no weight?
Well, it says in this all this, it's only 75.
That's so sad.
I know, it's just terrible when people cheat on their homework, and so I have to make counsel.
She done homework. Is this class curved at all? Is this class curved at all?
No, I wasn't planning on
So 90, it's not like
Who would
88.
ever cheat on their
Or
homework?
an 86, isn't it?
it. Who would ever cheat on their homework? Lots of people.
What do you
That's
mean?
why I chewed out the probability class.
Yeah, I remember that.
You got chewed out?
Huh?
Yeah, remember when Dr. Joe's like, if you have.
Oh,
if
I'm just
you
not-
have
I
to
just go and
copy
ask
and
Dr.
paste something
Joe.
off.
Dr. Joe, you know I don't cheat. I'm in your office all.
It's true. That's the point of homework.
See the teacher.
The reason why I collected is to be able to give you some feedback on it if you're doing something wrong. But
Yeah, but
what irritated about the probability homework was that I got assigned 2 problems that were essentially the same type of problem, and they were done 2 different ways by several people, and neither of which we talked about in class. But I teach abstract algebra. I'll get that all the time. I'll get people doing proofs or abstract algebra that we've never talked about how to do that proof technique before. Amazing how that works.
yeah, but I mean, I feel
Some of
like
us
you should
should make up our own
definitely weigh probability. Can you weigh probability for me?
Can I weigh it?
Or well, like curve it? Not weigh it.
All right, let's talk about number 7 here.
Okay.
What's wrong?
Whenever I take abstract, you're just gonna have to like be okay with the fact that somebody makes up their own stuff and hopes it works.
Dr. Olson's teaching abstract next time, so she has to deal with you.
Dr. Just they may not offer that one. Or like before I go.
Dr. Joe, why is probability?
What? Probably because I'm a loud say teacher. That's probably what it is.
Nobody said that.
All right. So we've got payments being made at the beginning of the period. And this is where I messed up when I wrote the key up the first time. Made at the beginning of the period, beginning of each 5-year period for 40 years. It's amazing that if you do end of the period, you get this answer. Beginning of the period gives you that answer. So if you put the end of the, if you actually calculate to the end of each period, you'll get answer A instead of B. There's enough of a difference in the interest rate. Because we're talking about 5-year periods. Accumulated at the end of 40 years is X, which is 4 times the amount accumulated at the end of 20 years. So we want the accumulated value at the end of 40 years, if there's only 8 total payments at that point, right? Is 4 times the accumulated value after 20 years. So that would be our first equation we need to set up. And I believe if you go through that, this is how you're going to get the interest rate that you need. All right? So you have 1 plus, I'll call it j to the 8th minus 1 over, it'll be j over 1 plus j, but that part doesn't really matter. And then 4 times 1 plus j to the 4th minus 1 over j over 1 plus j. And the reason why I said the denominator doesn't matter is because they'll cancel, right? So if you go through this and simplify, you'll get 1 plus j to the 8th minus 4 times 1 plus j to the 4th plus 3 is equal to 0. That factors. You'll get 1 plus j to the 4th minus 1 and 1 plus j to the 4th minus 3 equals 0. The 1 plus j to the 4th minus 1 gives you a j of 0, which doesn't help, right? So this gives you 1 plus j to the 4th is 3. And then what did it want us to calculate? The x? All right? So what's the accumulated amount after 40 years? So we want before x times s angle 8 of that j, right? So you get x times, you'll have 1 plus j to the 8th. Well, that's going to be 9 minus 1 over, and then you'll get the 4th root of 3 minus 1 over the 4th root of 3 in the denominator. If I solve for j, you get 4th root of 3 minus 1. And you get 83 and change, right? 83 something? 27?
Where do the other answers come from?
Oh, sometimes they just make them up. If you notice, a lot of them just go up by the same amount each time.
Like the next one right after the correct answer is 15,000 more.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't figured out where it came from. That one okay?
Mine is, I think the only thing I did wrong is I forgot to put the umlauts on the A.
Yeah, that does it.
Although actually I did end up getting the right answer despite it, so I think I just forgot to write the dots in general.
Yeah. All right. Number 8. Ah, this is an M3 one. What's that?
I did too much.
You did too much?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I think was just a straightforward decreasing M3, right? It's 6.5 for the first quarter of each year, and then 6 each quarter of the next year, and so on down to a half being each quarter of the last year. And it just wants the present value. Well, the amount per year is 2, right? It pays, the last year it pays 2, and it's going down by 2 each year. And then we have decreasing monthly. There's 4 payments per year, so decreasing 4, and then angle, how many years? 13? So this would give you 2 times, I need 13 minus a angle 13. I need the yearly interest rate here, so that's 0.03. And then we need effective down here, or excuse me, not effective. We need nominal, the nominal quarterly rate, or I should say the nominal rate compounded quarterly, and I believe that's about 298?
29668.
668, thanks. And I should give you your answer. So I don't remember which one it was. A, thanks.
Wait, what about the 24 for the one night? The 13?
Say it again?
What about the other part?
What other part?
The, like, it pays 6 each quarter, the whole.
That's, we don't have a level part. It's decreasing the whole time. Right? It's 6.5 each quarter for the first year, and then 6 each quarter the second year, and all the way down to 2 the last quarter. Or the 2 for the total, for a half of each quarter, for each quarter. You can do it with a level and an increasing, I think, and subtract the 2. But I don't need it for this one. This one was just a matter of applying the formula. At least that's how I intended it. Okay, let's look at this one. I think part of the problem for many was the formulation of the present value of an arithmetically increasing perpetuity. I think that was what was causing much of the issues. So, it's 1,000 1 year from now. Each subsequent payment increases by 100. So that's definitely arithmetic. So that first one, we've got a level of 900, right? So 900 over I will be the present value of the level part. And then we've got a 100 increasing, and a lot of people were writing it like that, which is exactly right. That's nothing wrong with that, right? But it's harder to deal with what the equation has to look like if you write it that way. It's much, much easier if you write it this way.
Can you explain what that
Yeah.
was?
Can you feel like-
No, let's write it as 1. So D is the same thing as I over I plus 1. And then invert and multiply. And then split your fraction.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
This just makes it easier to deal with.
So D is I over I plus 1.
Yep.
That's a good thing to know.
Well, because you can do a D is 1 minus V, and V is 1 over 1 plus I, and then you just get the common denominator. Yeah, Sam.
So for the first term, you don't have to put a V on it?
Here?
Yeah, the 900.
Here? No, because this is the present value of an perpetuity immediate. So it takes care of it. I don't have a V on that one because it's not 2 years from now, it's just 1 year from now. So it's
So
built.
if it were 2 years, then you would put.
Then you would put 1 V in it, right? Because remember, the perpetuity immediate assumes that you're moving it back 1 period automatically. And then this has to equal, well, it tells you the present value is 10,000 currently, right? So you get, if you simplify this, you'll get to that quadratic to solve. And you'll need to use a quadratic formula. One of the roots is negative. If I remember correctly, you get about 0.16 for one of these. I'm doing it off the top of my head. 0.1618, is that right? Look at that, I remember the number. All right. And once we have that, then you can do the other one by using the same formula that we used for the stock, right? We've got 6,000 is the present value. The first payment's 500. You have your I. You can solve for G. And you get, what do you get, Kelly? 7.85. So at the end, you can use the same formula you did for the stock price. It's the same exact formula. That's how we got that formula for the stock price. It's the exact same formulation. Does that make sense?
I did this completely wrong. It would have been an accurate.
Okay. You would have got it right?
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, so, like I said, I think this one's a little bit easier if you remember this part of the formula. Didn't do that? Didn't do that. Maybe you should have done that.
I tried, Dr. Joe. I tried really hard.
I know.
I have technology in it. The interest rate is 1.47.
I think you forgot to multiply by 4? No, that's a different, I think it was a different problem. All right, and now the last one. So John's depositing $40 at the beginning of each year. $40 at the beginning of the first year, and then increasing that by each time. So he's taking the whole 40 and depositing it for 15 years. Patty instead splits the 40 up each time into $10 increments, right? So Patty's going to put 10 at the beginning of each quarter for the first year, then 20 at the beginning of each quarter for the second year, and so on up the line. And then what's the difference between accumulated values? That was another word that was hard to read.
I did that twice. I accumulated, I did
The beginning, yeah, the present value, yeah. So John's accumulated value is 40 IS 15 IS double dot, right? Patty's is 40 IS double dot 4. Oh, no, yeah, 4, 15. This one is 40 times S double dot 15 minus 15 over D, right? Versus this one is 40 S double dot 15 minus 15 over D4. So the difference is going to be your denominator here. So you have to calculate D off of the 6%, but that's not too bad because this is just going to be 0.06 over 1.06 for that one. Right? This one, you actually have to convert your interest rate to a nominal and then convert it to a nominal discount. Either way, you end up with a difference of, was it 146?
I would have gotten that one on the exam.
You would have that one? It's all that matters, right? Is if you get the multiple choice part right on the
So
exam.
that means that we should, in real life, deposit
The whole thing. Yeah, you should deposit the whole thing. Yep. Now, if it were the other way around, if it were the end of each period, then Patty would have had a higher value. Because she would have been putting more in to start with and had its interest. So, it's a matter of beginning versus end there, too.
I'm too Irish. I thought Patty was a guy.
Could be. All right. Any questions on that one?
Let's see if she does.
Watch the videos for next time.
Do your heart rate.
Let me see how many videos there are for let me see how many videos there are for chapter 11 before I. Because I don't think I want you to watch all of them for next time. Let me see here real quick.
Are you trying to get out of it?
What are you trying to get out of?
I'm not trying to get out of anything, but I emailed RJ about taking 240 and 311 at the same time, and he wants to know my general knowledge of computing, such as PC components and how networks operate. What does he want? How does he want me to answer that?
I would say you probably took class.
Well, I'm not trying to get out of that.
Yeah.
But like,
IT relies all on basic knowledge.
Let's watch the first 4 videos for chapter 11 for Wednesday. The first 4, yep. I look very ominous in that still.
Which one? Which videos?
Oh, no, just the first 4.
Yeah, that should be your like photo using people.
I should make that my profile picture
Yeah.
or whatever for the YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is any. And I bet a lot of people failed it.
For the 240?
he wants to know my knowledge of PC components and how networks operate, and I don't know what he means by that.
It's basically like, what are different parts of a computer, different parts of like
So like the mouse and the keyboard and
no, the internal stuff.
like the hard drive and I don't know.
Like networks, servers, types of networks.
I want to watch like connection. It's been hard for me to like
Cybersecurity.
3 hours to do something.
Well,
no, I get more like I love musical, but sometimes it's just like
types of computers, databases.
it's not the fact that
Between which is like a data network.
I feel like there. I said Chicago is probably the best thing. I think it's bad because I'll literally sit there and go figure out while I'm watching the movie. And it's like, shut up. And I'm like, no.
Probably Connor, if I was to guess. That ain't not me though. Maybe you should be so
like anything that we just learned was like types of networks. So area, local, metropolitan.
Just going over physics today, I really don't want to. You're going over what?
Different devices. They connect to like servers.
Oh, what are we doing physics today?
That's just what like that's the overview of it.
What you should do is just go look at the course description and just regurgitate it.
Our big thing was it's super easy. That's like like I didn't know that stuff, but it's not. So that's why it's easy.
I mean, I'm a quick learner. I taught to end like the starting time.
Actually, no. Like,
Larry didn't take that recommendation to do much.
there was drama that year in senior year. I feel like RJ would be more persistent about what you're taking it first.
Yeah. And then
I have taken academic instruction, so like I can't tell you. I don't care about your personal knowledge. It's our practice. It's the 4-hour practice. Get out. Like, seriously. Also, the financing isn't a problem.
Well, my season's over after the food. What?
I hate to say that, but like I just
Well, for me it's not.
No, because I looked at it and there's no problems.
Oh, you were just gonna try to heat up.
Because we're on the old catalog for 2 years, or last year.
yeah, but you can't take
The way I look at it is you didn't, like, you're not taking 352 wasn't a problem.
yeah, like did you just look at your degree?
Yeah, I looked at the 3-hour this week. You sure? Right. Or I don't know. I'll just grab it. It doesn't work out because I don't want to do the directed stuff.
Depends on how badly you want to mind it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care that much about it.
Who cares about which one?
The finance minor.
Well, especially if you're doing the data science thing. Right?
Yeah.
The other class makes more sense for you anyway.
Yeah. I swear we didn't have to do that, Haley.
We do.
Because I freaked out. I was with
I
Deb.
was freaking out. So like,
and then we're like, I'm gonna look into that.
Don't trip down the stairs, Michael.
You'd feel really bad if you actually tripped down the stairs.
Why is there a guitar pick laying there?
Chelsea found it last time.
what I do.
The guitar pick.
Oh yeah. I actually brought that for you.
Oh, thanks. It was a gift.
I thought you might want to give me a copy.
I don't play the guitar, but I just play the picks.
Oh, okay. That's why.
Yeah. You all right, Marshall?
Tired.
You look tired. That's what I was asking.
And I'm hungry, dog.
Oh my God.
That's it first time. Dr. J, good to use energy today.
I do?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got like.
See Dr. Joe, he didn't fall downstairs. It's all good.
There's gonna be more energy here about it. He did not fall down the stairs. More energy here about an hour if I need.
Oh, yeah.
Still runs. She is a runt. Especially compared to her sister, who's 4 months younger than this whole.
Can somebody tell me why it's cleaning it?
Now I'm backtracking. I gotta get back to where I was.
I'm a little upset about the one that like I did it all right, and then it wasn't right. Or like and then I erased it off. I did part of it right.
You were doing it right.
I just left that. I could have gotten maybe another point out of it.
You're lucky I grazed your eraser.
He said this was fine.
Just so.
That is so nice.
He also gave me points for saying I don't know how to do this problem. I'm just kidding. There was other work on the page, but it makes him sound nicer.
It does make me sound nicer. Oh, we've been recording this all along.